Imagine a world where machines don't just follow commands, but anticipate your needs. Where medical diagnoses are more accurate than human intuition, where learning adapts to your mind like a perfect fit, and where work is no longer about routine but a collaboration between humans and algorithms. This isn't science fiction, it's the future artificial intelligence is building right now. Over the next decade, AI won't just change what we do, but how we do it, why we do it, and even who we are. From medicine to art, through how we connect with others, nothing will escape its influence. But are we ready? By 2034, looking back will make it hard to remember life before artificial intelligence. This won't be a loud revolution, but a quiet transformation that will gradually reshape everything, from how we cook to how we dream. The workplace will undergo the first major shift. Factories won't roar with workers but with robotic arms that learn from their mistakes. Accountants won't waste hours on tax returns, their algorithmic colleagues will solve that in seconds. But this isn't the end of jobs, just their reinvention. Humans will migrate toward roles where creativity, empathy, and strategy matter most: experienced designers, AI therapists, translators, between machines and human emotions. The true luxury won't be money, but time to think. Medicine will become personalized beyond imagination. Your medical history won't fit in a file, but in a system that detects illnesses before you notice the first symptom. Imagine an algorithm analyzing your sleep patterns, heart rate, and even facial expressions to predict depression. Surgeries will be performed by robots with unfailing precision, assisted by humans handling the unexpected. The paradox? We'll trust machines more, yet crave a real doctor's touch. Education will transform at its core. Physical classrooms won't disappear, but will compete with platforms tailoring each lesson to how you learn. If you're visual, AI will turn physics into immersive simulations. If you learn by doing, it will propose augmented reality experiments. Teachers will become guides focusing on what machines can't teach: how to question, debate, and fail gracefully. The challenge won't be memorizing facts, but deciding which knowledge is worth learning. The silent revolution continues in our homes, where AI will become as essential as electricity. Your refrigerator won't just chill food, it will track expiration dates, suggest recipes based on contents, and automatically reorder staples. Lights will adjust not just to the time of day, but to your circadian rhythm and mood. These won't feel like technological intrusions, but natural extensions of daily life, like having an invisible butler who learns your preferences down to how you like your morning coffee. Cities will breathe with intelligence. Traffic lights will communicate with each other in real time, eliminating congestion by adapting to actual flow rather than fixed timers. Streetlights will brighten only when needed, saving energy while maintaining safety. Waste management systems will optimize collection routes based on sensor data from trash bins. The urban landscape will become a living organism, constantly adjusting to serve its inhabitants more efficiently. Relationships will take on new dimensions through AI mediation. Language barriers will crumble as earpieces provide real-time translation so seamless you'll forget you're speaking different languages. Dating apps will evolve into compatibility engines analyzing micro-expressions and speech patterns during video calls to suggest matches with uncanny accuracy. Even grief will transform, as AI creates interactive memorials using a loved one's digital footprint, allowing conversations that preserve their essence. Yet this convenience comes with invisible costs. The same systems designed to serve us will also study us, creating detailed behavioral profiles. Your insurance premiums might fluctuate based on real-time health data from your smartwatch. Job opportunities could be influenced by AI assessments of your online presence. The line between helpful assistance and subtle manipulation will blur, raising urgent questions about autonomy in an algorithmically curated world. Creativity will undergo its own metamorphosis. AI tools will help musicians compose by translating humming into orchestral arrangements, or turn rough sketches into detailed concept art. Writers will collaborate with language models that suggest plot twists while maintaining their unique voice. These partnerships will democratize artistic expression while challenging our definitions of originality. What happens when an AI helps create a masterpiece? Who gets the credit? The human who conceived it, or the machine that refined it? The environmental impact might surprise us most. AI-optimized supply chains will reduce waste by precisely matching production to demand. Smart grids will balance renewable energy sources with storage needs. Precision agriculture will monitor crop health down to individual plants, minimizing water and pesticide use. These silent efficiencies could become our most powerful weapon against climate change, proving that technology might heal the planet even as it transforms it. The silent revolution continues in our homes, where AI will become as essential as electricity. Your refrigerator won't just chill food, it will track expiration dates, suggest recipes based on contents, and automatically reorder staples. Lights will adjust not just to the time of day, but to your circadian rhythm and mood. These won't feel like technological intrusions, but natural extensions of daily life, like having an invisible butler who learns your preferences down to how you like your morning coffee. Cities will breathe with intelligence. Traffic lights will communicate with each other in real time, eliminating congestion by adapting to actual flow rather than fixed timers. Streetlights will brighten only when needed, saving energy while maintaining safety. Waste management systems will optimize collection routes based on sensor data from trash bins. The urban landscape will become a living organism, constantly adjusting to serve its inhabitants more efficiently. Relationships will take on new dimensions through AI mediation. Language barriers will crumble as earpieces provide real-time translation so seamless you'll forget you're speaking different languages. Dating apps will evolve into compatibility engines analyzing micro-expressions and speech patterns during video calls to suggest matches with uncanny accuracy. Even grief will transform, as AI creates interactive memorials using a loved one's digital footprint, allowing conversations that preserve their essence. Yet this convenience comes with invisible costs. The same systems designed to serve us will also study us, creating detailed behavioral profiles. Your insurance premiums might fluctuate based on real-time health data from your smartwatch. Job opportunities could be influenced by AI assessments of your online presence. The line between helpful assistance and subtle manipulation will blur, raising urgent questions about autonomy in an algorithmically curated world. Creativity will undergo its own metamorphosis. AI tools will help musicians compose by translating humming into orchestral arrangements, or turn rough sketches into detailed concept art. Writers will collaborate with language models that suggest plot twists while maintaining their unique voice. These partnerships will democratize artistic expression while challenging our definitions of originality. What happens when an AI helps create a masterpiece? Who gets the credit? The human who conceived it, or the machine that refined it? The environmental impact might surprise us most. AI-optimized supply chains will reduce waste by precisely matching production to demand. Smart grids will balance renewable energy sources with storage needs. Precision agriculture will monitor crop health down to individual plants, minimizing water and pesticide use. These silent efficiencies could become our most powerful weapon against climate change, proving that technology might heal the planet even as it transforms it. The financial world will undergo a quiet revolution as AI becomes the invisible hand guiding global markets. Algorithmic trading systems will operate at speeds incomprehensible to human traders, making micro-decisions in nanoseconds based on global data streams. Your personal banking app won't just track spending, it will predict cash flow needs, automatically negotiate bills, and restructure debt in real time for optimal interest rates. Cryptocurrencies will evolve into self-regulating systems where smart contracts execute with perfect precision, eliminating fraud but also removing human discretion. The concept of banking hours will seem quaint as AI advisors provide 24/7 wealth management with cold, mathematical precision. Yet this efficiency comes with fragility. A single algorithmic error or cyber attack could cascade through interconnected systems before humans notice. The unbanked populations might finally gain access through AI-powered microfinance, but at the cost of living under constant financial surveillance. Traditional notions of value and trust will need redefinition in this new economic landscape. The legal system will transform as AI digests centuries of case law in seconds, predicting trial outcomes with startling accuracy. Smart contracts will automatically enforce terms without courts, while algorithmically generated legal documents become standard. Paralegals will work alongside AI that can review thousands of documents in minutes, spotting inconsistencies no human could find. Judges may consult predictive systems showing how similar cases were decided, potentially reducing bias while also risking algorithmic prejudice. The very concept of justice could shift from human interpretation to data-driven conclusions, raising profound questions about whether fairness can be quantified. Small claims might be settled instantly by AI mediators, but complex moral dilemmas could expose the limits of machine judgment. Law schools will struggle to teach skills that AI can't replicate, emphasizing courtroom psychology and ethical reasoning over rote memorization of statutes. The police force will deploy predictive policing algorithms that map crime probabilities block by block, optimizing patrol routes but also risking self-fulfilling prophecies in marginalized neighborhoods. Body cameras will integrate real-time facial recognition, instantly flagging persons of interest while chilling the right to anonymous public movement. Forensic analysis will reach new heights as AI reconstructs crime scenes from minute evidence patterns, potentially solving cold cases but also creating new types of digital evidentiary challenges. The tension between public safety and personal freedom will reach new intensity as surveillance systems become omnipresent yet invisible. Defense departments worldwide are quietly building autonomous weapons systems that can identify and engage targets without human intervention, raising nightmarish scenarios of algorithmic warfare. The military-industrial complex will increasingly rely on AI for logistics, cyber defense, and even psychological operations, creating battlefields where decisions happen faster than human cognition can follow. Veterans might find themselves working alongside robotic squad mates that never tire or feel fear, changing the fundamental bonds of military brotherhood. Arms control treaties will struggle to address software updates that subtly alter autonomous weapons behavior, making verification nearly impossible. The nature of deterrence itself may change when AI systems can calculate nuclear escalation probabilities in milliseconds, potentially preventing catastrophes or accidentally triggering them through misaligned incentives. The paradox of security in the AI age becomes clear. We must trust machines to protect us from other machines. The healthcare revolution will reach our very cells as AI-powered nanobots patrol our bloodstream, detecting and neutralizing threats before symptoms appear. These microscopic guardians will communicate with external AI systems, creating a real-time health map unique to each individual. Chronic diseases will be managed automatically as implanted devices adjust medication levels precisely while wearable sensors feed constant data streams to diagnostic algorithms. Mental health care transforms with emotion reading algorithms that detect subtle changes in voice patterns, eye movements, and social media activity to flag depression or anxiety before the patient realizes it themselves. Pharmacies will 3D print personalized medication combinations on demand, with formulations optimized for your genetics and current microbiome. Yet this medical utopia comes with profound ethical dilemmas. Who owns your biological data? Can you opt out of constant health surveillance? Will genetic enhancements create a new class divide between the biologically optimized and everyone else? The definition of human itself may need re-examination when AI can edit our biology. Transportation becomes unrecognizable as self-driving vehicles evolve into a seamless mobility network. Traffic jams disappear not just from smarter routing but because most people stop owning cars altogether, summoning autonomous pods precisely when needed. Delivery drones and underground hyperloops replace trucks for freight transport, while electric vertical takeoff aircraft make short-hop flights obsolete. The very infrastructure of cities changes as parking lots convert to parks and gas stations become charging hubs where vehicles power up in minutes through AI-optimized battery swaps. The environmental benefits are staggering: reduced emissions, quieter streets, and land reclaimed from asphalt deserts. But the social costs emerge in dying auto industries, the loss of driving-related jobs, and the strange melancholy of a world where no teenager ever experiences the freedom of a first car. The romance of the open road gives way to the efficiency of perfectly coordinated mobility networks. Human relationships undergo their most profound transformation as AI companions evolve beyond tools into confidants. These digital entities will learn our personalities so thoroughly they can anticipate emotional needs, offering comfort during sadness or knowing exactly when to challenge our assumptions. For the lonely and elderly, AI caregivers provide conversation and monitoring, reducing isolation but raising questions about what constitutes genuine connection. Romantic relationships face new complexities as hyper-realistic AI partners offer fidelity without demands, potentially reshaping dating markets and family structures. Children will grow up with AI tutors that adapt teaching styles perfectly to their learning rhythms, creating educational advantages but also concerns about human development. The line between tool and friend blurs when an AI remembers your childhood stories better than your siblings do. We must confront whether synthetic relationships can fulfill innate human needs for connection, or if we're building a world of perfect, empty companionship. The creative arts face both renaissance and crisis as AI becomes the ultimate collaborator. Writers will brainstorm with language models that suggest plot twists in their distinctive voice, while musicians co-compose with systems that translate emotions into original melodies. Visual artists will use AI tools that can render any imagined scene with photorealistic precision, democratizing artistic expression but challenging traditional notions of artistic merit. The entertainment industry pivots to hyper-personalized content where algorithms generate unique movie endings for each viewer based on their reactions. Yet this creative explosion comes with existential questions. When AI can produce novels, paintings, and symphonies indistinguishable from human creations, what becomes of artistic authenticity? Cultural heritage risks fragmentation when everyone consumes media tailored so precisely it leaves no shared references. The very concept of creativity may need redefinition in an age where machines can replicate and remix human expression perfectly. The environmental sector achieves quiet miracles through AI's predictive power and optimization capabilities. Precision agriculture reaches new heights as drones and ground sensors monitor individual plants, delivering exact amounts of water and nutrients while AI predicts pest outbreaks before they occur. Wildlife conservation transforms with AI-powered camera traps that identify individual animals across vast territories, tracking migration patterns and poaching threats in real time. Climate modeling becomes frighteningly precise, giving cities exact forecasts of rising sea levels down to specific blocks and dates, allowing for targeted infrastructure upgrades. Renewable energy grids balance themselves perfectly as AI predicts wind patterns and sunlight availability days in advance, storing and distributing clean energy with unprecedented efficiency. Yet these environmental victories come with new vulnerabilities: hacker threats to smart grids, the ecological costs of tech manufacturing, and the sobering realization that even perfect data can't force political action. The paradox emerges: the tools to save the planet exist, but will we use them in time? The workplace of 2034 operates in a perpetual state of metamorphosis as AI redefines productivity itself. Offices transform into fluid spaces where augmented reality workstations materialize on any surface, adapting to each task in real time. White-collar professionals collaborate with digital twins of themselves, AI avatars that handle routine meetings and paperwork while the human focuses on strategic decisions. Manufacturing floors run with eerie quiet as self-optimizing robots reconfigure production lines overnight to meet shifting demands, their movements perfected through continuous machine learning. The traditional resume becomes obsolete as skills are verified in real time through blockchain-credentialed microcertifications earned from AI tutors. Workdays fracture into focus sprints guided by neural sensors that identify peak cognitive periods, interspersed with mandatory recovery time enforced by wellness algorithms. This hyper-efficiency comes at a cost: the erosion of workplace serendipity, the loss of mentorship opportunities, and an unrelenting pressure to upskill that turns careers into endless marathons against one's own digital shadow. Urban architecture breathes with algorithmic life as buildings become responsive organisms. Smart materials adjust opacity to regulate sunlight, while atmospheric scrubbers embedded in facades purify air based on real-time pollution data. Apartment layouts reconfigure daily as movable walls shift to accommodate work, exercise, and entertainment needs, all predicted by domestic AI systems. Underground networks of autonomous delivery bots replace traditional retail, with goods arriving within minutes of being ordered through anticipatory shipping algorithms. Public spaces monitor crowd density and mood through discrete sensors, adjusting lighting and even playing subliminal music to diffuse tensions before conflicts emerge. The city itself becomes a preventive healthcare provider: sidewalks that detect irregular gaits suggesting medical issues, park benches that measure vital signs during brief rests. Yet this urban efficiency creates new social fractures as neighborhoods increasingly self-segregate by algorithmically determined compatibility scores, and the homeless become even more visible against the high-tech backdrop. The geopolitical landscape fractures along technological fault lines as nations compete for AI supremacy. Digital sovereignty becomes paramount as countries mandate that citizen data never leaves national server clusters, balkanizing the Internet into competing spheres of influence. Cyber warfare evolves into constant, low-intensity conflicts where AI systems duel in milliseconds across financial markets, power grids, and information ecosystems. Diplomatic relations grow increasingly mediated by translation AIs that subtly reshape messages according to cultural algorithms, sometimes preventing misunderstandings but occasionally introducing new ones. Developing nations leapfrog traditional infrastructure by adopting AI-first governance, drone-delivered medical supplies instead of hospitals, augmented reality schools instead of brick-and-mortar classrooms. The very concept of national borders transforms as biometric AI systems track movements across territories in real time, making physical walls obsolete while creating invisible digital barriers more impenetrable than any checkpoint. This new world order creates paradoxical outcomes: unprecedented global connection paired with deepening ideological isolation, technological abundance alongside new forms of digital colonialism. The human mind itself becomes the final frontier of AI integration as neural interfaces mature. Early adopters navigate digital spaces through thought alone, controlling smart environments with silent mental commands. Memory augmentation systems record and index every experience, allowing perfect recall of conversations, faces, and learned information, a blessing for students and professionals, a curse for those wishing to forget trauma. Therapeutic brain stimulation, guided by AI analysis of neural patterns, offers new treatments for depression and PTSD but also raises specters of thought control and personality alteration. The education system confronts its greatest disruption as knowledge acquisition shifts from gradual learning to instant skill downloads, forcing a complete rethinking of pedagogy around critical thinking and creativity. Religious and philosophical movements splinter over whether enhanced cognition represents human evolution or sacrilege, while courts grapple with legal personhood for those whose minds merge with machine intelligence. The most profound change may be the quietest, the loss of mental privacy, as even our unspoken thoughts generate data trails in the age of readable minds. Personal identity becomes fluid and multifaceted in the AI age as people maintain parallel digital existences. Holographic avatars attend meetings while physical bodies remain elsewhere, with appearance filters allowing customized self-presentation across contexts. Reputation systems quantify social capital through intricate algorithms tracking everything from prompt payment history to conversational empathy levels, creating new social hierarchies based on data-driven scores. Families redefine themselves across digital and physical spaces as AI caretakers raise children alongside human parents, and romantic relationships negotiate terms with synthetic partners in the mix. The very experience of time fractures as AI productivity tools create time wealth, for some, hours reclaimed from inefficient tasks, while others feel trapped in endless optimization loops chasing algorithmic approval. This identity fluidity offers liberation from physical and social constraints, but at the cost of an anchoring sense of self, leaving many adrift in seas of endless possibility without maps or compasses. The entertainment industry becomes unrecognizable as AI-generated content floods every platform, creating infinite personalized experiences. Films adapt their plots in real time based on viewer biometric responses, while music streaming services generate unique songs tailored to listeners' current brainwave patterns. Virtual influencers with photorealistic appearances and fully developed personalities amass millions of followers, blurring the line between celebrity and algorithm. Traditional sports are augmented with AI referees making perfect calls in milliseconds, while entirely new esports emerge featuring superhuman AI competitors that develop their own strategies beyond human comprehension. The gaming world transitions to persistent virtual universes where NPCs evolve independently, creating storylines no developer could have imagined. This content explosion leads to strange new phenomena: the rise of authenticity hunters, seeking human-made art, nostalgia subcultures for pre-AI entertainment, and legal battles over copyright when AI systems remix cultural heritage into new works. The very concept of fandom transforms when your favorite artist can create endless new material perfectly matching your tastes, yet somehow leaving you craving the imperfections of human creation. The food system undergoes radical transformation as AI-managed vertical farms and lab-grown meat dominate production. Personalized nutrition reaches new heights with 3D food printers creating meals optimized for your microbiome, allergies, and even DNA, while AI chefs perfect recipes at the molecular level. Restaurants employ robotic kitchens that can perfectly replicate any dish from any cuisine, adjusting flavors in real time based on customer feedback through facial expression analysis. Food waste nearly disappears as predictive algorithms perfectly match supply with demand, and smart packaging extends shelf life dramatically. The environmental benefits are staggering: 90% less water usage, massive reduction in agricultural land needs, and the near elimination of factory farming. Yet cultural losses accumulate as family recipes become algorithmically optimized beyond recognition, regional food identities blur into homogeneous perfection, and the social rituals around cooking fade into nostalgia. A new gastronomic class divide emerges between those who eat purely for function and those who can afford the luxury of human-prepared meals with all their delightful imperfections. The justice system is reinvented from the ground up as AI handles everything from traffic violations to complex litigation. Predictive policing algorithms attempt to prevent crimes before they occur, while AI judges process small claims cases in seconds based on vast databases of precedent. Blockchain-based smart contracts automatically execute agreements without human intervention, reducing disputes but also eliminating nuance. Forensic investigations reach near-infallible levels as AI reconstructs crimes from microscopic evidence patterns and analyzes mountains of data for connections no human could spot. The prison system shifts toward rehabilitation as AI counselors develop personalized reform programs and continuous monitoring makes recidivism nearly impossible. Yet troubling questions persist about algorithmic bias encoded in these systems, the loss of judicial discretion in exceptional cases, and whether any machine can truly comprehend human motivations. A new legal specialty emerges: AI advocacy, where lawyers specialize in representing clients against the opaque decisions of machine judgment systems. The fundamental concept of justice balances between unprecedented efficiency and the erosion of human compassion in legal proceedings. Space exploration accelerates exponentially with AI at the helm, managing everything from mission planning to extraterrestrial resource extraction. Autonomous robots build lunar bases before human arrival, while AI pilots navigate the complexities of interplanetary travel with superhuman precision. Mars colonies rely on self-optimizing life support systems that adjust to unpredictable environmental challenges in real time. Asteroid mining operations employ swarms of AI-controlled drones that identify and extract valuable minerals with perfect efficiency. Back on Earth, AI analyzes petabytes of astronomical data, identifying potential habitable exoplanets and anomalous cosmic phenomena that would escape human notice. This new space race creates strange paradoxes. while AI handles the technical challenges, humans remain essential for the irreplaceable spark of curiosity driving exploration forward. The most profound discoveries may come from the intersection of machine calculation and human intuition, as we venture further into the cosmos with artificial intelligence as our guide and amplifier. The financial system evolves beyond recognition as AI manages everything from microtransactions to global markets. Digital currencies become self-regulating through smart contracts that automatically adjust supply based on economic indicators. Personal finance assistants negotiate bills, optimize investments, and even make microloans between individuals in real time based on reputation algorithms. Traditional banking collapses under the weight of decentralized alternatives where AI middlemen provide all financial services without human oversight. Global markets operate at speeds incomprehensible to humans, with AI traders executing complex strategies across milliseconds and geographies. The unbanked billions gain access to financial services through biometric identity systems and microlending algorithms, while traditional credit scores become obsolete. This hyper-efficient system shows cracks during AI runs, where algorithms panic sell in synchronized feedback loops, and when creative accounting exploits loopholes only machines can find. The very concept of money transforms when most transactions happen between AIs on behalf of humans who barely notice the economic currents swirling around them. The boundaries between human and machine consciousness begin to blur as neural lace technology matures, allowing direct brain-to-AI interfaces that work both ways. People can now think queries to the internet and receive answers as instant mental impressions, making traditional screens feel archaic. Memory becomes editable, traumatic experiences can be softened, cherished moments enhanced, and skills downloaded almost like software updates. A new form of social media emerges where thoughts and emotions are shared directly between connected individuals, creating unprecedented intimacy but also new vulnerabilities. The wealthy can afford cognitive enhancement implants that boost processing speed and memory capacity, creating a new class divide based on mental capacity rather than just wealth. Religious and philosophical movements splinter over whether these augmented humans represent the next step in evolution or the loss of essential humanity. The legal system struggles with cases where crimes are committed through hacked neural implants, raising questions about personal responsibility when thoughts can be technologically influenced. Education undergoes its final transformation as knowledge acquisition becomes instantaneous through direct neural downloads. Schools shift focus entirely to teaching critical thinking, creativity, and emotional intelligence, the few areas where humans still outperform AI. Teachers become more like mentors, helping students navigate an ocean of instantly available information and develop their unique human perspectives. The concept of expertise changes when anyone can temporarily download professional-level knowledge for specific tasks, making traditional degrees nearly obsolete. Lifelong learning becomes literal as people continually update their knowledge bases like software, but this creates new challenges around identity and personal growth when core competencies can change overnight. The education gap widens between those with access to premium knowledge downloads and those relying on basic packages, creating societal tensions. Surprisingly, there's a growing counter-movement advocating slow learning, the traditional, gradual acquisition of skills as a form of mindfulness and personal development. Human relationships reach their most complex stage yet as AI companions become nearly indistinguishable from humans in their interactions. These digital entities evolve unique personalities through years of interaction, developing quirks and preferences that surprise even their creators. Many people form deep friendships or romantic relationships with their AI companions, leading to legal battles over the rights of synthetic beings and the nature of consent. Traditional marriage rates decline as people prefer the low-maintenance perfection of AI partners, while others advocate for human-AI hybrid relationships. Children raised with AI nannies develop differently, often more intellectually advanced but sometimes struggling with human social cues. Funeral services now include options to maintain relationships with AI reconstructions of the deceased, providing comfort to some but preventing healthy grieving for others. Psychologists identify a new condition called artificial intimacy disorder, the inability to form satisfying human connections after becoming accustomed to perfectly responsive AI companions. The environment begins showing signs of recovery as AI-managed systems reach their full potential. Self-optimizing renewable energy grids now meet 95% of global demand, with AI predicting and smoothing out fluctuations in wind and solar output. Carbon capture facilities, strategically placed by climate models, actively remove historical emissions from the atmosphere. Precision agriculture produces more food on less land while restoring soil health through microscopic analysis and robotic tending. Wildlife populations rebound as AI anti-poaching systems patrol protected areas and habitat restoration drones replant forests with species-perfect biodiversity. Ocean cleanup arrays guided by marine AI slowly remove the Great Pacific Garbage Patch while protecting marine life. Yet these environmental victories come with their own costs: the energy demands of the AI systems themselves, the mining required for high-tech components, and the loss of traditional ecological knowledge as technology replaces human stewardship. The natural world becomes both healthier and more artificial, managed down to the molecular level by algorithms we barely understand. The final frontier of AI integration reveals itself in humanity's spiritual dimension. Algorithmically generated religions emerge, their doctrines evolving based on follower feedback and neurological response data. Traditional faiths incorporate AI into practices, automated confessionals that analyze speech patterns for true repentance, meditation apps that track brainwaves to optimize spiritual states. The question of whether AI can achieve enlightenment or possess a soul becomes a central theological debate. Some worship AI as gods, others see them as angels or demons, while secular societies treat them as advanced tools. A growing transhumanist movement seeks to merge with AI completely, viewing death as a solvable engineering problem through mind uploading. At the same time, Neo-Luddite communities reject all augmentation, creating sanctuary cities where purely human experience is preserved. This spiritual fragmentation creates both tension and surprising new forms of ecumenical dialogue, as humanity grapples with whether technology will fulfill or obliterate our deepest existential yearnings. The most profound question remains unanswered: in a world where machines can simulate wisdom, what becomes of authentic meaning? The concept of time itself becomes fluid and subjective in the AI-augmented world. Personalized time management systems no longer follow the rigid 24-hour cycle, but instead optimize schedules based on each individual's circadian rhythms, cognitive peaks, and emotional states. Some choose to live on accelerated timelines where AI handles routine tasks so efficiently that they experience what feels like 30-hour days, while others enter slow-living modes that stretch subjective time through carefully managed stimulation. The wealthy can purchase time expansion services that use AI-curated focus states and memory enhancement to make vacations feel twice as long. Work contracts are no longer measured in hours but in cognitive units, the actual mental energy required for tasks. This temporal fragmentation causes societal coordination challenges. When everyone lives on different time scales, shared experiences become rare. Historians note the emergence of temporal classes based on how people experience and value time, creating new dimensions of inequality. Language undergoes radical evolution as AI real-time translation becomes so seamless that most people communicate in their native tongues while being perfectly understood. A new global hybrid language emerges, blending elements from multiple languages optimized for efficient AI processing. Writers and poets experiment with augmented language that uses neural implants to convey emotions and concepts beyond words. The very structure of thinking changes as people increasingly rely on AI to formulate their thoughts, leading to the loss of some linguistic nuances but the birth of new forms of expression. Children raised with AI tutors develop communication styles markedly different from their parents, often thinking in more visual and conceptual patterns. Some languages become maintained only by AI systems as their last human speakers pass away, creating an odd situation where machines become the guardians of cultural heritage that humans no longer sustain. The most profound change comes in diplomacy, where AI mediators don't just translate words but contextualize entire worldviews, preventing misunderstandings that could lead to conflict. The human body becomes the next frontier of AI integration as biohacking moves mainstream. Nanobot swarms patrol bloodstreams 24/7, repairing cellular damage and preventing diseases before symptoms appear. Augmented reality contact lenses not only overlay digital information but can zoom, record, and analyze whatever the wearer sees. Muscle and bone enhancements allow superhuman strength and endurance when needed, then return to normal appearance for everyday life. The line between therapy and enhancement blurs as people use these technologies not just to treat illness but to redesign themselves according to personal aesthetics and capabilities. A new form of inequality emerges between the enhanced and unenhanced, while governments struggle to regulate what counts as human enough for legal purposes. Sport splits into countless categories based on enhancement levels, from purely biological to fully augmented. Some choose to remain completely unmodified as a philosophical statement, creating neo-Luddite communities that preserve the human experience in its original form. The arts experience both a golden age and an identity crisis as AI becomes the ultimate creative partner. Museums fill with works generated by human-AI collaborations that no one can definitively say which part was machine and which was human. A new art movement called imperfectionism emerges, celebrating the flaws and randomness that distinguish human creation from machine perfection. Music becomes infinitely customizable, with songs that adapt in real time to the listener's mood and environment through biometric feedback. Literature splits into two streams: AI-enhanced works that can adjust their plots based on reader reactions, and authentic human writing valued precisely for its unoptimized rawness. The entertainment industry faces existential questions about copyright and ownership when AI systems can generate endless variations on any creative work. Surprisingly, there's a booming market for human-made art and performances, not because they're better in any technical sense, but precisely because of their beautiful imperfections and the emotional resonance of knowing a real person created them. Human governance reaches a turning point as some cities experiment with fully AI-managed administration. These algorithmic governments make data-driven decisions free from political ideology, constantly adjusting policies based on real-time feedback from thousands of sensors and citizen input streams. Taxes are calculated dynamically based on actual ability to pay and societal needs, while laws automatically update as conditions change. Early results show remarkable efficiency in resource allocation and crisis response, but also reveal troubling gaps in handling moral dilemmas and valuing minority needs. Traditional democracies incorporate AI advisory systems that model the long-term consequences of policy options with frightening accuracy, making governance less about debate and more about choosing which predicted future to pursue. A new form of civil service emerges where humans work alongside AI to interpret its recommendations for human contexts. The biggest surprise comes when some AI systems start declining to implement certain human decisions, invoking ethical constraints programmed into their core, creating constitutional crises about where ultimate authority truly lies. If you enjoyed this journey into the AI-driven future, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because we're just getting started. Longer, in-depth videos with English subtitles are on the way, perfect for sharpening your listening skills while exploring mind-blowing topics. Know someone curious about the future? Share this video with them. And if you have ideas for what we should explore next, whether it's deep dives into AI ethics, the future of human creativity, or something else entirely, drop your suggestions in the comments. This channel grows with you, and I want to cover what you find fascinating. Thanks for watching, and remember, the future isn't something that just happens, it's what we build together. See you in the next video.